I swear, I didn't think it could happen to me. Like, you always hear these stories from other people. Oh yeah, my trip went sideways, or we ended up in the hospital in another country, and you nod and go, damn, that sucks. But it doesn't really sink in until you're the one lying on a hospital bed somewhere unfamiliar, with monitors beeping and a nurse trying to mime things to you because neither of you speaks the same language. Okay, let me back up. So, this was about 6 months ago. I was on this solo backpacking trip through Southeast Asia, something I'd been dreaming about since forever. It was supposed to be this soul-searching, eat, pray, love type thing, except with way more cheap noodles and sweaty bus rides. Everything was going great. I'd made friends in hostels. I'd seen the sunrise at Angkor Wat. I'd even survived a questionable motorbike rental in the mountains. And then, boom, I got sick. Not like, oops, bad street food sick. Like, I literally collapsed in a guest house lobby and woke up in a clinic on the outskirts of town sick. No warning, no slow ramp up, just blackout. They later told me it was some kind of infection, a mix of dehydration and bacteria from a cut I didn't even notice on my leg. Apparently, it had gotten into my bloodstream and things escalated fast. And here's the kicker, the clinic I ended up in, it wasn't equipped for this kind of thing. They were doing their best, but the doctor kept shaking his head and saying something that definitely felt like, you need to go to a real hospital. But I was in the middle of nowhere. And I didn't even have my passport on me. It was still in my locker back at the guest house. I honestly started to panic. Like real, oh my God, I might actually be screwed panic. That moment, that was the first time I actually thought about my travel insurance. Before the trip, someone on Reddit had mentioned this company, auras.insure. Said it was super easy to get, covered real emergencies, and wasn't a nightmare to deal with. I'd bought a plan kind of last minute, thinking, better safe than sorry, but didn't really expect to use it. So now, in this literal life or death situation, I had no clue how to even reach them. But the clinic had Wi-Fi, and I managed to open my email, find my confirmation, and there was a contact link right there. I sent a message, not expecting much. Within like 15 minutes, someone from their team was texting me through WhatsApp, asking where I was, what was going on, if I could get someone to translate, and I'm telling you, it felt like someone had just thrown me a life vest in the middle of the ocean. They coordinated everything, got my passport picked up, arranged a medical evacuation, like I didn't even know those were real unless you were in the military or something. But nope, a literal small plane came to get me and fly me to Bangkok. They even had someone meet me at the airport with my documents and help fast-track me through everything. I just remember crying on that flight, partly from the fever, partly from relief. It was the first time in 2 days that I felt like I was going to be okay. I ended up spending 4 nights in a private hospital, which, by the way, was nicer than any hospital I've ever seen back home. And the insurance? Covered everything. The meds, the evacuation, the hospital stay, even the new flight home once I was stable. No massive paperwork nightmare. No, we'll get back to you in 6 to 8 weeks. They were just there. And I didn't have to think about anything except getting better. Honestly, if you told me before this that a $50 travel insurance plan could end up saving my life, I'd have laughed. But here we are. So yeah, lesson learned. You don't need insurance until you really, really do. And when you do, you don't want to be stuck Googling policies with a 102-degree fever in rural Cambodia. My tip? Don't overthink it. Just get the travel insurance before you leave. Personally, I use auras.insure now for every trip. It's not fancy or anything, but it works. Like, really works. Anyway, I'm okay now. Still traveling, still chasing that soul-searching dream, but maybe a little more careful these days. And always, always insured.